Don't go anywhere, stay tuned. Get ready to take a trip down memory lane. That table can only mean one thing. We'll be showing off the SEGA 32x collection. We've got the 6-button controller right here. As for starters, we have 2 of these. That's what they look like. And I'm also going to be showing off the Super Nintendo collection in a separate video as requested. So that you can probably look forward to within the next few days, if I can get around to doing that. It's just a lot more Super Nintendo games. So let's start off with the box. I guess we can zoom out right here. This is quite the huge 32x box. This is as large as a normal gaming console box. I still have the actual box to this thing. And of course, I did not buy this back when it first came out. I bought it more recent, probably within the last 10 years, and I bought it off eBay, and I got the box with it. And you can see 40 times faster than 16-bit. You have 32,000 colors. You have a full library of new 32-bit 32x games. And of course, there wasn't really that many 32x games that came out. The 32-bit arcade upgrade for the Genesis and Sega CD. So this is not only an upgrade for the Genesis, but it's also an upgrade to the Sega CD. Compatible with all Genesis units except for the Sega Genesis CDX. Got the huge CDX logo on the side, the Sega logo right there on top. And Sega had so much hardware out during this time, it was insane. Of course, right away you have Doom, you have Stellar Assault. Let's see if we can make that light not shine so bright. You have Virtual Racing Deluxe, Star Wars the Arcade, and Sega CD 32x games coming soon. Fahrenheit, Midnight Raiders, Surgical Strikes, Wirehead, which I'd never heard of any of those. Virtual Racing Deluxe, which I could have sworn they actually advertised that down here, but they did it twice. That goes to show you how little the amount of games were on this console. They had a Super Microcross and a Star Wars the Arcade game right there. Then on the back, they basically have a picture of what the 32x looks like right there. You got the Sega CD, that's the second model Genesis right there, as you can see. You got the Sega CD attachment with the 32x. And basically it's going over a whole bunch of stuff about how it has arcade quality 3D graphics, incredible audio, and it's a complete range of games, which wasn't exactly that true. It did have some pretty decent games, but there really wasn't a lot of games for this thing. It was a shame, because if there was even more games that came out for this, it would have been really pretty awesome to see what this thing could do. There's pretty much upgrades Genesis and Sega CD to 32-bit play. Connect Genesis 32x to your existing system and switch on the power unit. In moments you can accelerate existing system to incredible 32x game power. Well, that sounds incredible. It says make 16-bit 40 times faster. So that is pretty interesting selling point right there. So if you have your 16-bit games, you can pop your 16-bit games in there and make them 40 times faster. That's definitely not the case. It says you want state-of-the-art with the Genesis 32x, you've got it. This is the latest in gaming technology with 2 Hitachi 32-bit RISC processors delivering the fastest game speed on the market. This is true 32-bit gaming power. They were really selling this thing. You just read the whole description on the back is like, yeah, I want this. Definitely want this. It's 32,000 colors at once. High-speed 32-bit processing makes thousands of colors possible at once. The maximum that today's technology can provide. Graphics are sharper and cleaner. The best visuals of any gaming system. When exactly did this thing come out? So I'm pretty sure that this came out. Well, we have the specs right here too. That's pretty cool. Let's see if we can actually turn this light up just a little bit, so you can actually see the specs. We got the Hitachi. They're quite honest with the specs, I suppose. Look at this. So that's one thing that they had going for them. They definitely some pretty good specs. And this contains the SEGA 32x, the AV cables, you know, all that crap. And I guess I have not opened this in forever, so I might as well check out what's inside. So when you open up your 32x, of course the 32x, just so you guys can see, I have it hooked up over there. So I regularly use that 32x for video output on my Sega Genesis. Quite often, you probably won't see me play my 32x games except for maybe Doom and Virtual Racing. Virtual Fighter's pretty good. I even sold a couple of my 32x games. So here we are with the instruction manual. And when you buy your 32x, it does take rocket science to figure out how to make this thing work. And the manual proves it. I mean, look at this. There's so much things going on here. You'd figure that this is the only thing you're getting along with the power adapter right there, but no, you're getting whatever that is, whatever this is. You get all these cables, you get everything. You need to call yourself an electrician over to hook this shit up. Alright, so just as I mentioned, electromagnetic shield, you have to put that in first. And that's basically how that looks. Connecting the Sega Genesis 32X, and basically this is basically different variations of the Sega Genesis. And that is a really oddity right there. The new Genesis model with the original CD, this does not look right. And of course you have the CDX, which there probably is a way you can use this 32X with that, but you have to modify it. And there you go, you have to call the electrician over for this. Look at that, look at all the cables. All kinds of weird, look at this. It's not really that bad, I'm just joking around about it. I mean, to be all honest, the 32X is actually a really cool gaming console. And wait a minute, ain't that the CDX? Didn't the box say that it's not compatible with the CDX? So, what do we got inside here? We have this piece right here. Oh, we got a rebate. I can get $10 back. Now, I could have sworn on the box itself. Let me just grab that box. I could have sworn that it said that the CDX is not compatible. But in the manual, it contradicted it completely and said that basically you're hooking it up. Let me see here. Where the hell is... Okay. What side is this on? Alright, I'm really confused here. Oh, here it is. Compatible with all Genesis units except for Sega Genesis CDX. So let's look at this one more time, because I could have sworn I saw the CDX in here. Something's not making sense to me here. So it's not compatible with the CDX, but Sega's showing you definitely hooking it up to the CDX right there. What the fuck is going on here? I mean, Sega can't make their mind up. I mean, it sure looks funny, but it's probably working. That's really bizarre. I never noticed that until now. And of course we got a couple of cables. You know, extra stuff going on there. That's pretty funny. On the front box, it's officially not supported by the CDX, but Sega made sure that it is supported. And we have 1, 2, 3 $10 rebate coupons. Get $30 back. Oh, wait a minute. That's not all. We got another one right here. 3 more. So we can technically get $60 off. Somehow. So on the front box, it had a $99 price tag on it. I don't even know what that store is, but that looks like a store that probably doesn't exist anymore. And that is basically the box of my 32X. I figured I would show you guys that because my actual collection is not that big. The 32X library is not super huge. I used to have a few more games, but again, I sold a couple. Kind of maybe regret it a little bit. Because those games are going up in price now. So let's get this box out of the way. Time to show you the games. It's the more interesting part of the video. I mean, it was pretty interesting seeing that box. It's a cardboard box. We got a Tempo. It's like a platformer. Now, all my cartridges are in pretty good shape. We got Metalhead, which I believe is like a mech game, and again, I haven't played these in a while, but you know what? I might actually do some videos on these. It's been quite a long time since I actually played these. Well, then now we got a Cosmic Carnage right here. And of course we have a 32X version of Doom, which I'm pretty sure I'm going to get a lot of people asking me to play this and record it. And that's something I will probably do, because that will probably look awesome on a CRT. When you play this on an emulator, it does not justify how good it looks on a CRT. Got a Space Harrier game, and this is where the 32X really shined. The arcade games are like arcade perfect on the 32X. You can probably think of the 32X almost like a Neo Geo. In fact, if there was Neo Geo arcade style games released on the 32X, it probably would have played them perfect because the hardware. It was really, really good with 2D sprites. And of course, it was pretty good with 3D graphics as well. Virtual Racing Deluxe. Now, the biggest problem is the Sega Saturn came out, and Sega Saturn obviously had better 3D versions of whatever game was on the 32X. And of course, my cat wants to help out with the 32X games here, so there's a few things to say about the 32X. He is a Sega fanboy. His name is Ali, and he likes various different games here. So that was Ali, the Sega fanboy. So we also have Afterburner, another 2D sprite classic arcade game. Star Wars. Yeah, Star Wars the arcade game, and the label is a little torn on that one, but still, it plays no problem at all. of course, we got ourselves a copy of Virtual Fighter. And we have ourselves Shadow Squadron for the 32X. And I used to have, what was it, Blackthorn, I think that was? I believe it was Blackthorn. I used to have that game. But I sold it. I don't know why I sold it. Probably because someone asked me a pretty good price for it. Close to $100 or something. But currently, that is my 32X collection. And that is basically, that's all that there is to it at the moment. I probably will eventually add more to it. I don't think there is really that many games for the 32X, so definitely gonna be interested in tracking down to see if I can get like, I know there's a WWE or WWF Raw game that's on the 32X, I believe, in WrestleMania the arcade game. Those are two games I'll definitely try to track down, because I like wrestling games. I'll see what else there is available. Very interesting in the shooters and 3D games on the 32X, because it's actually intriguing to see how interesting they look. So if you enjoyed this video of a Memory Lane episode on 32X, my 32X collection, don't forget to comment down below and let me know what you think of the 32X. And the next video will be my Super Nintendo collection as requested. And I also have a few other collections I want to show off. I'm going to let you decide. Will it be the NES? Will it be the Atari 2600? The Game Boy, the Game Gear? How about PlayStation or Sega Saturn? I showed off my Sega Saturn collection already. How about Nintendo 64? I have a lot of games on Nintendo 64. How about some of our new school gaming fans? We got the Wii U and the Switch. I'll let you decide. The next collection I'm showing off will be Super Nintendo. Well, you decide the next one after that. So comment down below and let me know which one you want me to show off. And stay tuned for the next episode of Memory Lane.